Excellent.
Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro. Hello.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro Ruiz, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is the show we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is July 31st, 2024. This is episode 449. We are hanging out in the Adafruit Discord server. We're going to wait a couple moments for folks to join the chat room and the streams. This week, we are streaming on all the major networks: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, formerly known as Twitter. And we're going to give some shout outs to folks. Feel free to drop us a comment, a GIF, a meme on the live broadcast chat channel. The URL to our Discord. Let's pop it up on the screen right now. It's at the top of the show. Discord.gg/Adafruit. There we go.
We're at how many? Tens of thousands of users?
Yeah, there's quite a few folks that have registered to the Adafruit Discord server, and welcome everybody. We got in the show, we have squid.jpg, Duester, Rosin. Hello, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us live.
Over on YouTube, we got Geekbots. Good morning.
Hello. Let's go ahead and jump into the freebies going on at Adafruit. These are free items that you'll get if you spend a certain amount of money with Adafruit. Starting with orders of $99 or more, you're going to get a free PCB coaster with a gold Adafruit logo. For orders that are $149 or more, you'll get the free PCB coaster plus an Adafruit KB2040. That's that lovely dev board with the RP2040 chip, SemiQT, and lots of GPIO. If your order is $199 or more, you get the KB2040, the PCB coaster, and free UPS ground shipping for continental US only. And if your order is $299 or more, you'll get the free shipping, the free KB2040, the free PCB coaster, and a free Circuit Playground Express. Adafruit.com/free for all of the details. These get automatically added to your cart. And on top of that, we have a special discount code for viewers of the show only. Good for the next 24 hours. Coupon code CNC Rotary will get you 10% off your total order. There are some restrictions like Adafruit IO subscription, AdaBox subscription, and some of the Raspberry Pis. But everything else, 10% off. All right. That is the freebies. All right. So this week, we have a new project. We have a new Learn Guide. We've been talking about it for the past week or two. This week, we published our Learn Guide and video on this lovely custom MacroPad using the Snap-Part ortho-linear NeoKey Switches and a lovely CNC Rotary Encoder. This super chunky, heavy Rotary Encoder is normally used for CNC jog wheel controllers. We stock it in the shop. Comes in 2 different colors. We thought it'd be cool to integrate that into a 3x4 ortho-linear keypad. So what I like about this project is that the Rotary Encoder has 3 different modes, and these 3 keys at the bottom here will change what the Rotary Encoder does. So we were thinking maybe we can use this to control our 3D printer with Octoprint. Yes, you can do that, but I thought it'd be nice to make it a dedicated MacroPad for Cura, because we like the Ultimaker Cura slicing software. So I figured let me customize the commands, the keys rather, to different tools and rotating the model in Cura. So let me go ahead and do a demo. Demo time. We're going to share our Cura screen right here. All right. Wait. There we go. All right. So this is actually a model of a little baby Raptor. This is this week's Timelapse Tuesday. So looking at the keypad, you have 3 different modes for the rotary encoder. Let's start off with this one. This first one here, highlighted in red. It'll stay lit red to let you know that you are rotating on the x-axis. So as I rotate and jog, you can see I'm rotating on the x-axis. Let's switch it up to the y-axis. Now we can rotate in a y-axis here. This is Kira, of course. You know that. I already said that. And then let's say you want to zoom in or zoom out. We switch it over to the blue key here. And now we can zoom in and zoom out of our model, making it pretty versatile. And it's just fun rotating this chonky rotary encoder. Other things that we have, you'll notice on the sidebar, we have these tools in Cura. Let's start off with this one here. This is translate X, Y, and Z, so that's moving the model. The next one is scale. This one's rotating the model. This one is mirroring your model if you want to mirror. This one is if you want to add any support blockers. And the last one here is if you want to add those, I think they're called discs, right? Those little support discs.
Mhm.
Yeah, those help you if you have a really thin model and you want to add some more material to your model so it has better bed adhesion, you would use those discs. So you can quickly switch between them, and each time you press one of the keys, it's going to glow a different color, letting you know that it is a different hotkey. The ones at the top here, so this one up here, you're not going to see it because the screen capture won't capture. One second, I have a phone call. Here, let me. This has never happened before. Give me 1 second, okay? I'll be right back.
So let me go ahead and switch over to my screen and show just quickly how I've been using it. I've been using it inside of our video editor on my phone. I'm going to remove that one. You can see real quick. Some of the same keys do apply. So for the top here, you can do a incremental scrubbing of your timeline, not block it like that. So you can see there how that scrubs through. And if you click on the second button, sorry, I didn't remember what key the top left to the scroll wheel is, you can go through each individual clip to make it a lot more easier to refine your edit if you want to get rid of some of those clips. So again, it is a more clip-based scrolling, and then the second key is for more incremental scrolling, and that is so satisfying to be able to scrub through your footage. Trying to get this without covering the screen. And as you can see here, I'm using the USB-C little curly, what are the names of these again? Chubbs cables connected directly to the iPhone's USB-C port. And that makes it such a pleasure to have this as a scrub for your editor. Scared to, I forget which key like deletes clips, so I don't want to go through and figure out which one of those do that. But you can go inside of like the Notepad app and see what keys these are actually using if you don't want to go inside of the editor, which, yes, you can do that inside of iOS. You can actually go inside of the file app and look at your CircuitPy drive. So quickly do that. Just go into oh, of course I can't because there's a keyboard plugged in, so it does recognize it as an HID keyboard. So if I go into files, you can see when I plug this back in that you can see that it is indeed a CircuitPy drive right here. Loads right inside of iOS. Oh, right here. There's your CircuitPy drive, and then you can see in here. I have the old codes that I used for that board. I think it was using the rainbow for the matrix display is what I was using on there. But yeah, you can see here all the code. Does the scrubby work? No. But yeah, you can see all the code in here. So if you wanted to edit this on the go, you could do that as well. How cool is that?
Yeah. Try hitting one of the lower keys to switch it to the mouse wheel. Let's see if the mouse wheel works.
Oh.
Not that one, but the top one. Nope, at the bottom, and then
red.
Nope. See where the one you press that's red right now? Yeah, that. And then go up to. Nope. To the next one. And then the next one. Okay. I guess it doesn't recognize mouse wheels. All right. Good to know. I haven't actually tested that. Your mileage may vary with.
I wonder if some of the other ones would. I forget what the other dedicated text editing apps were, which I can't type in there when that keyboard's plugged in.
Yeah.
Texastic? No. Nope.
Yeah.
Maybe
those
an iOS 18.
Yeah. The lower ones are actually just arrow keys. So you have left and right arrow keys.
Whoa. Print.
Really? Left and right arrow keys, and then the mouse wheel for the last one. So I have a legend, like a graphical legend for folks in the Learn Guide if you need to reference it. But ideally, you would use different. You would either assign different colors or just get the relegible keycaps so you know exactly what the key does.
Yeah.
Because we're still kind of trying it out and seeing, what we want to actually control. That was one of the main kind of things about this project. Like, what do you actually want to control with it?
Still universal, yeah. Because it is being read as an HID keyboard. A lot of things could work with it.
Yeah. A lot of the kind of legato stream decks, they have icons on their keys, and here I'm using the clear keycaps just because you see the NeoPixels shine better. But at least with like some colors, you get an idea of like, okay, here's red. That's going to control the X axis. Y is green, and blue is Z. So that's kind of, universal in Cura and even Fusion 360. They color code their X, Y, and Z in red, green, and blue. So I thought that'd be kind of, intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my demo. I'm back, by the way. It was UPS knocking on their our building. But yeah, that's what I thought would make cool. That would make sense here in Cura. Like you said, it was you found it to be useful in Cura. But using a video editor, of course, you can assign your own keys for your video editor to cut and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much the demo there. Oh, I was going to talk about the top ones here. I just have the hotkey for slicing, which is like Control P for like printing. And then this one here clears the bed.
Yes.
And then I thought it'd be nice to use this one to do the settings. Unfortunately, it's not going to show up because it's a window pop-up, and my screencast software won't show any additional windows. But this is what that one does. It brings up the settings panel or the preferences panel, which I thought would be useful. So I'm kind of trying to use all the keys here. Of course, you got 12 keys, and yeah, you can assign them to any number of keyboard shortcuts, combinations, and even media keys if you want to use those consumer keys like audio play, skip track, next track, that sort of thing.
It's heavy.
Yeah, it's a heavy board. So that's my demo. I'm using it for Cura. I think it's really cool to have a rotary encoder that can quickly switch between different modes, and that was kind of the main thing of the project. So outside of the features and the hardware, one last thing about the hardware. It's running a Feather RP2040. Originally, we were going to use an ESP board, but we switched it to just be a regular USB HID. So that's the way it's working. The Neo keys they come in a sheet of 5x6, so you get 30 keys, and you can snap them apart to make any number of like grid size. So that's cool. Of course, it's using the MX compatible sockets, so you can pop these out with a prying tool and switch them out and use whatever kind of MX compatible key switch that you like. I'm using blacks, but you can use whatever you want.
I got
like
browns
the silent.
in this one.
You got browns. The 3D printed case is a 4-piece kind of thing. You got the bottom cover, you got this cool frame, and you got the top here. And then the NeoKey PCB is attached to a dedicated 3D printed mount so that it fits over the Feather nicely. Yeah. The Rotary Encoder comes with like these built-in screws, and it has these included hex nuts, so it's really easy to panel mount. Yeah. So that's kind of it. Let me go ahead and load the Learn Guide. Let's take a look at the Learn Guide, and we'll quickly take a look at it. All right, live this morning. Our Learn Guide went live. We published it. Overview just covers all the parts that you're going to need and the features of the project. Everything seems to be in stock. We have these Kailh mechanical key switches in packs of 12, which is convenient because this project uses 12. We got the clear keycaps as well, come in a pack of 12. Other odds and ends. There are a couple of wired connections, so I figured I'd throw up all of the different colored silicone-coated wires that we have. Rubber feet, a prying tool, USB cable, and a handful of screws. So that's pretty much everything you need for the project. Circuit diagram just covers all the wired connections. Because it's a kind of a key matrix, you're going to wire up the columns and the rows separately. So I have those color coded. What's nice is I made sure that the circuit diagram has similar colors as I do in the actual build and the wiring pages, so they all are matching. So that's nice. And then the Rotary Encoder just has 4 wired connections. You got voltage and ground, and then a clock and a data wire. Otherwise, yeah, that's how it's wired up.
So much more easier than having to individually wire each key.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. CAD files. I have STLs available for folks to download. Also have a step file of the original design, Fusion 360 design. Minimum build volume for this project is that right there, 155 by 72 by 20. I think small printers would fit just fine with it. No supports needed for anything. And then if you want a 3D model of the Feather RP2040 or the Ortho Snap-Part key switches, we have 3D models of them on our GitHub page, which is linked right here. You want to make sure that you have the latest version of CircuitPython installed on your Feather. This page will walk you through that. If you don't have it, you can follow through and install CircuitPython. Big shout out to Liz Clark for putting together the demo code. Here you can use the download project bundle to get the libraries and the code all in one zip, so you can easily install it onto your Feather RP2040. Everything is nicely commented, so you have a list of colors that you can change here. You have all of the different key commands and the different colors tied to those key commands. Here you can see I got the right and left arrows up and down. And then here are the pinouts for the keypad matrix. So your rows are attached to these pins. Your columns are attached to these pins. And then you got your loop here for the different states. And scrolling all the way down here, kind of gets a nice code breakdown of how everything works. So if you want a little bit more detail on how to customize it, feel free. Yeah, so I like it because it's a good demo to showcase like key commands, and also using like the mouse wheel, because we're using the mouse scroll wheel on the Z state for the Rotary Encoder. Cool. All right, for wiring, you do want to snap apart your grid in a particular way. You just kind of want to follow the data arrow to go in a zigzag direction. And I took a picture here of like the split part, so folks know like how to split it apart. How'd you find splitting it apart? Did you use like pliers or your hands? I found using my hands was just fine.
Oh, no, I snap each little teeth bite with the flush cutters. Cut each one of those, and then with my hand just carefully snap them, and realized my coffee was close, so I had to throw away my coffee.
Oh, that's yeah. You might want to do it in a in a nice area where you're not gonna get it on food or your drinks.
Yes.
You want fiber like dust FR4, going in your
That's
water.
why I mentioned it, just so that everybody knows there might
Yep.
be dust flying around, and you got a
Right.
nice warning there. Eye
Yeah.
protection definitely required.
Exactly. Yep. So that's how I snap it apart. I do recommend using different colored wires just to help differentiate all the wired connections for the rows and the columns. There's one wired connection for the NeoPixel data in. You got 2 grounds and 2 voltage wires. And then just note the 4 wires for the rotary encoder need to be a little bit longer. In my original build, I had them a little bit too short and I wasn't able to reach. So just make sure that you have 9-inch wires for the rotary encoder. All right, so I start off with wiring up the rows first with white colored wire. Then I switch over to some blue wires for the columns. Just follow the photos. You want to check your wiring. And then from there, I start soldering up the rows and column connections to the Feather RP2040. So we just walk through that, walk through wiring the voltage, the ground, and then lastly, the rotary wires.
I think
All
I
right, and then
swapped
by
my
the end of it,
rotary. I think I swapped my rotary.
oh yeah, the A and the B, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that way
But
you
it's
have
super
like
easy.
left actually goes left and right actually goes right. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yep.
But it's super easy because the rotary encoder, the way that you attach those, which you'll get to the next page, it's just the screwdriver that is
Oh yeah.
taking up the screw. So
Yeah, that was really nice, right?
yes.
Yep. So the PCB mount for the NeoKey switches, they fit over the wires. So you just kind of pass the Feather through,
Yes.
making sure that the top surface is right up against the framing of the PCB mount.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to use 4 screws. There every kind of corner.
You can kind of see where the little bites are that the screws will hold on to.
Yeah, there's these little holes. Let me see if I can get a better photo here. If you click on a photo in the Learn Guide, it'll make it bigger. So you can see here that in between every 4 NeoKey switches, there is a mounting hole. It's like an M25 size mounting hole. So I'm just using M25 screws to secure it to those built-in little tabs that are built into the 3D printed mount. So once that's all installed, we can get the rotary encoder panel mounted to the top cover. It comes with those screws are actually built into the housing of the rotary encoder, which is nice. So you don't need any additional hardware there. And it comes with hex nuts, so you can secure that to the surface of the 3D print. I recommend using pliers, so you get a nice, tight, secure fit on those hex nuts. And then from there, we get the you want to install and secure the Feather to the bottom cover first with additional machine screws. So you just kind of fit them in there. The screw kind of self taps the built-in standoffs on the bottom cover. And then from there, you just kind of fit the 3D printed PCB mount over the Feather, making sure that the orientation follows the photo. And then you just use 4 additional machine screws. And I countersunk the screws so that they won't scratch your table surface. So I like that. So they should be countersunked screws. So it's nice. And just hold it in place while you're screwing them. The frame can fit over next. That just snap fits. Just make sure that the USB hole is oriented the right way. And then from there, let's make this bigger. There are like embossed labels on the bottom of the rotary encoder. And the rotary encoder has these screw block terminals. So it's super easy to attach wires to it. So in mine, the green goes to the A label, yellow for B, black for ground, red for voltage. Pretty straightforward. I'm not sure what these bottom ones do. Maybe the datasheet says, but I just didn't use those. Yeah.
What's up with them not being able to use G for ground? It's gotta be
0 volts. I don't know.
Gotta be different every single board.
It's a language thing, maybe. I don't know, but 0 volts is ground. So
yeah, it makes sense, but I'm just laughing at
it's just weird that it's not G. Yeah. All right. After that, you just want to line up the top frame or the top cover with the frame, snap it down. And then once the top cover is installed, then we can start press fitting the key switches. Just make sure that you don't bend the pins. So you want to insert it like straight down. And even if you do, I did bend one of the pins. You could always bend them back with some flat pliers, which I had to do at least twice. I'll admit it. I did it twice.
I assumed that I would bend them all, and they all went in pretty straight.
Nice. That's great.
Shocked.
You were shocked.
And at an angle, you could look at them to make sure that the legs are inserting. Oh, I can see them bend there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so just be careful with them. Do one by one, of course.
Yes.
Yep. After that, keycaps, just press fit into the stems, and that's it. Plug it in. You're ready to go. Customize the code if you need to, or use it as is. In the usage page, I made this graphic here to represent each key has an associated number. So it goes from 0 to 11 because programming. And then on the side here, you can see the what would I call it? The command in Cura followed by the actual key command that it's executing. So here you can see settings is command comma, slicing model is command P, etc., etc. The move, scale, and rotate are just single letters, so it's just like a one key press of the letter T, the letter S, the letter R, M for mirror, that sort of thing. Photoshop and other graphic editing softwares have similar tools where it's just one letter. But you could always just group up if you have like a shift command or option or control. You can always add those and reference the read the docs for the USB HID library in CircuitPython. And then the keys 9, 10, and 11, those are the special keys that will change the state or the mode of the rotary encoder. So when key 9 is pressed, it enables the rotary encoder to do left and right arrow keys. Key number 10 will glow green. That's why it's colored green. It'll change the rotary encoder to be the up and down arrow keys. And then lastly, the last key will glow blue. And that one's not doing any keys, but a mouse wheel. So the mouse wheel is it's either 1 or -1. So it's kind of like saying wheel down and wheel up. And that's it. I got a link for Cura. That's the slicing software we like. If you use something like Prusa Slicer, you'll want to, if you want it to control Prusa, you can update your key commands accordingly. But that's what we got set up as the default. And that's the whole Learn Guide.
Super cool. So I've been getting bombarded with all of the ads, with all of the different DIY keyboards all over Instagram and Facebook. And one of the things I keep seeing over and over again now is Lamar. Originally, this was going to be BLE, so Bluetooth wireless. And I think when it gets revisited, once some of the features are sorted out in CircuitPython for that, is having an OLED screen somewhere so you could see what key that you're currently on, like the modes specifically.
Yeah.
Especially since, oh my God, the pricing for keyboards that have a little OLED and just give you, it's like $500. It's insane. Like, what? A markup that they're getting for that. So that'd be a really cool additional feature. Just a little OLED. Sure. It just tells you what freaking mode you're in.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You could reference our MacroPad RP2040 code. That's pretty much what this is, except the OLED, and it's a smaller rotary encoder. Mm-hmm. So you could always, crib that code. Yeah. And that's a really nice one because you get, it's got like a lot of fun features in the MacroPad. Mm-hmm. All right, we got a nice comment. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
And then like one step above that, the other OLED ones that I see is the one where it's like a little tells you like the weather, and you can like flip through like different like statuses, like news and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's like, okay.
Well, it'd be pretty easy to add a rotary encoder with a STEMMA QT connector on the Feather RP2040. Just plug it in, and it works pretty well. I got a comment here from Enewe02. and they said that the A naught and B naught labels are like the inverted signaling. So if you wanted to invert those, I suppose you would use those additional A and B on the on this specific rotary encoder, because I guess that's what it's for inverted signals.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get you. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Thank you for the comment.
Oh,
I think we're all.
The dongle market is insane with pricing. Yeah, it definitely. I don't think in parts it costs $500 for that. Probably paying for the development time or something.
Yeah, you gotta have your markup.
Because I'm reading through some of the comments on that, because they almost got me.
Got you.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't 3 or 2 stars out of 5."
Cool. Yeah. Maybe I'll revisit this one with a MacroPad, an OLED display.
Mm-hmm.
It could be cool. Yeah,
nice
it could fit right up here. It could fit right here. You want it on the side? I guess I could put it on the side.
No, wherever. It's just the way that theirs was a full-sized keyboard. So
right.
On the side.
Yeah. As far as like holding it, how do you find yourself holding it? Do you like hold it this way, or do you hold it this way? Or...
Oh, I just have it on a table like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of made it so that you could hold it whichever way you want. I added these little details on the side so that you kind of have a bit of a grip when you're holding it like this. So I thought that was nice. By the way, this frame is 3D printed in this tricolor filament that has like 3 different colors that kind of transition nicely into each other. So you can see here, you got like a blue, you got a gray over here, and then it blends into this nice fuchsia color. So kind of cool. I'll put up
like the gray.
The filament here. I got it off Amazon. It's from a manufacturer called Gratkit. Excuse my pronunciation, but yeah, it's just PLA filament. It comes in these 3. They call it co-extrusion PLA. It's a bit of a shiny, silky filament, but you get that pink, blue, and silverish gray. Here's some photos of it, and they have different color combinations of their tricolor filament. So this is the one I use, the pink, blue, and the silver gray. I really like it. It worked really well.
Yeah,
it didn't seem to have too much string, or it didn't seem to be too brittle. Let's go ahead and just jump into kind of our shop talk segment. So not just printed this part, I also printed a little flower pot here in that filament. Let me fix our screen here. So this is that tricolor filament. This is just a nice little planter I designed with some hexagon patterns on the outside. This is 3D printed in the spiral vase mode. So it's just a single perimeter. And these are the type of prints that really showcase the kind of tricolor co-extrusion PLA. So you can see here the 3 different colors really blend nicely together. Mm-hmm. And every angle you look at it kind of has a different color. But yeah, really good bed adhesion and really good layer adhesion. This was printed on my S1 Plus Creality 3D printer. Yeah, came out really good. Phase mode looks really nice. The bottom doesn't look as great as the edges, just because things that are printed in co-extrusion printer tend to look a little weird on the top and the bottom layers. I will note that it has like a really strong adhesion to the bed. So when you take it off the bed, it might show some whiting. That's just the way these filaments are. Mm-hmm. But if you got something like this or something like this where the top and the bottom don't matter, it's it's safe to print it. Yeah. I also printed it again here using the new beta version of Cura has a special feature for better Z seams. So here you can't even really see where the Z seam is. So they add some improvements to the beta version here. I think that's where the seam is supposed to be. It's less noticeable, I think. What do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. There was a lot of gooping that happened with one of the parts, and I tried it out with the updated version, and there was no gooping. So whatever toolpath optimization that they have for it, they're doing good on it.
Cool. Yep. Yeah. So for something more decorative, I recommend this Filament for like a 3D printed frame. Really good. Maybe a stand would work really well too.
Yeah, anything that's on the Z, you'll definitely
Exactly.
notice.
Yeah. Right. Especially with a spiral print
Yeah.
vase mode. It's like really nice for that stuff. All right. And then again, I'll toss a link here in the various chats if folks want to check out this Filament. Popped it in the Discord chat, and I'll also pop it in the streaming chat. I'm just catching up on comments here. We got one from Joe on YouTube. Exciting. I had a nice rotary encoder and a MacroPad on my bench for a month now. I've been meaning to build it into a jog wheel or a scrubber for my audio workstation.
Yes,
Yeah, that's a great use for it. Yeah, definitely scrubbing through audio can
so
be a little
satisfying.
bit. It's very satisfying with like a nice chunky jog wheel like this rotary encoder. Cool.
Square display would be cool for the MacroPad.
Yeah. Yep, we got a nice quite a few different size OLEDs that I think would work well on the MacroPad. And Dew Wester got a new Ender 3 V3 SE at Micro Center last week. Still breaking it. Very nice. Yep. Cool.
And I wish they had a Micro Center around here.
Yeah. I think we have one around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in Massachusetts, so I think they're a little bit more prominent here in upper north.
I think so, yeah.
All right. Yeah, so that's all I printed with this Filament, just these two parts. Yeah, so far pretty good. Yep. We'll see printing some other things. Maybe some print and place stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Next up, you're up, Pedro, with prototyping. What are you prototyping this week?
So this week's prototype is we're going to make a wait queue time clock with the 4-inch round display and the Qualia board. Oh, let me switch over to the other camera.
Oh, yes. Let me do it for you. I got you.
I'm blind.
There you go.
Yeah, so just for the demo real quick, we have the space clock on there. I think my TOML settings are not correct, but...
Yes, PSA, make sure your TOML setting variables are matching with your code.py.
I copied and pasted, but I'm sure it pasted wrong. So here it is. It loads up. You can see that the nice round display on that. I'm going to have the button that'll switch between queue wait times at any of the theme parks that are out there. So what is it? QTime.com has an API for a bunch of the different theme parks around the world. So SeaWorld, Universal, Disney are all on there. And one of the things we like to do is quickly just check what are the wait times for, whatever the most popular rides are. If we see that it's like 15 minutes or below, or even half an hour and below, we know that the crowd levels are pretty low. We like seeing that. We'll head on over, have some lunch or whatever. So the main difference with this is updating the case. So we have a nice little flat bottom. So it has the stand built in, has a nice 15-degree viewing angle on there. So it could sit on your desk and you can input any of those wait time queues. Definitely be updating this once Epic Universe opens up. I'm sure all the wait times will be over, like 90 minutes or whatever. I just saw that new Harry Potter land. It looks so cool. Using the tricolor filament for this. So we have the yellow going to the pink and then like a purple.
Nice.
Just using the, what are these called again? The buttons, the Shawana buttons.
Yeah, Shauna. Yep.
Shauna. So if I take a quick gander on the inside of this, just open this up, you can see how everything is mounted. I redrew the mounts for the Qualia board and the 4-inch round display, so you can see how everything is mounted on the inside right here. I was scared that I was going to have a different angled adapter, so it would like go up and then back down. Since the board is the way that it's angled, I didn't want it to pop out of the top from the outside here. I do have this angled USB cable. You can see that you can actually rotate which way
That's
you
nice.
want.
I want to get me one of those.
Yeah.
That
Check
would
out
have been great for this MacroPad.
Yeah.
Is that the chubby cables?
No, this one is from, I don't know, it's like a no name. It's on
Okay.
our Amazon.
All right, Amazon Buy.
Discord.
Okay. Is it woven? Is it the woven
This
cable?
is woven, yeah. Nice little
Yeah, I like
woven
the
cable.
woven cables. Cool.
So I probably don't even need this adapter because of that.
Right.
But I was just fitting in it just to make sure that if you can't get this cable, it should work with any of the cables that we have in stock. So
Cool.
I was using the purple USB-C reversible USB cable that we have in the shop with the right angled adapter that we also have in there. But if you just want to go with this cable, you should suggest that we carry it because it's so handy for projects that have weird USB angles because of the way that you want to mount things.
Right.
So, yep, super easy. There's like a frame that the Qualia board mounts to, and this is a ESP32S3. So you have Wi-Fi, and I don't think is the BLE enabled for the Qualia boards yet. I know when it loads up inside of new, it says BLE disabled. So one day, we'll have
maybe
on it.
Yeah, it's really clean inside. There's a
stick a battery if you wanted it to be portable.
Oh yeah, you could.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if it has a built-in battery connector. Does it?
You have a built. Oh no, it doesn't. You have to do USB. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's fine.
But you have your stomach QT connection on here, so you could have a.
Right.
I think Liz made one where it has the compass, so you can attach
an accelerometer, gyroscope. Yeah,
exactly. Yep. 3-pin JST, so that's where one of the buttons will go on.
Right.
And then additional pins if you want more.
Yeah, it's a great all-in-one board.
Up and down reset boot button on here. The little cable just plugs into the little latch connector right there.
Yeah, I like how close it is, so you don't need an extension ribbon cable. That's really nice. Keeps it clean.
Yeah, I think for the lid, I'm gonna add a slot right here, so I don't have to thread anything. That's
a good idea.
I hate having to do that. So,
yep.
Of course, you don't realize until after you've printed it out and tested it out.
Right.
It's on the desk and all that. So I'll be adding that. It's a nice little slot so that you don't have to thread anything to turn it off.
Yep.
But we have their little snaps where the lid snaps into. So there's a little concave on here. It snaps in there. And then there's a frame that is held in place by these little other little snaps in here. So you just sort of bend it and place it over the display. And that's what's actually holding the display in place.
Yep.
This is not touch, but I think the board does have the ability to add a touch display. I forget the reason why we didn't stock any of the 4-inch touch displays. I think they were too big or something, or the price of them, or we just couldn't get them in a good stock. The mounts for the buttons, these Shauna buttons, they just have these little latches that I cannot get to without a, there you go. Just snap in like that. So it's super easy to mount these guys. Just going like that. And then we'll use our quick connects to hook these in. I think there were some grouping issues with the way that the API is displaying the wait time. So we're just going to have one button. Trying to think what else I can add the additional button to, just so I don't have to re-edit the model. And I kind of like the way that it has the in the blue. I kind of like that. I don't know what else we can have the second button do.
Screensaver mode. I don't know. Turns the display on and off or something. I don't know.
Okay, I'll ask Liz.
Yeah,
be a good idea for the second button to be.
Looks like the Qualia is in stock. So if you want to pick up a Qualia, they're still in stock.
Yes.
We've done a couple projects with it. We got the space clock. You did various amounts of cases for it.
Yeah, we have the displays for those there.
Yep, and Liz
requested the round display. Gotta think of an idea for the bar display for.
We used the bar display as a fireplace.
We did
for the holidays. It's right there. Yeah.
Wow. I usually remember all the projects we do.
Yeah, we did an ornament. Liz did the compass. Timothy C Foamy Guy. He did a nice 1D Chomper game. And
Oh,
Liz
yeah,
did the sushi conveyor belt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So lots of fun projects for the Qualia. And now we have the cool wait time display for theme parks. By the way, shout out to DJ Devin for the original project idea.
Oh, yeah.
He brought us, sparked the idea, and also that there's an API for all the various theme parks. So that was really cool. Big shout out to DJ Devin.
Yeah, when he was building his own, I remember seeing that there was a bunch of people selling these park wait times or something like that. Like it's all 3D printed with a little OLED display. So Lamar was like, "Oh, let's just use the round display and just display a whole table of all the different attractions all in one page, since the screen is so big." So we'll have like the table view of the park, and you'll be able to switch between them and just have all of them, at least the top 5, all listed in the same display.
Yep. All right, catching up with we got a hard stop in a few minutes, so we're gonna quickly go through the rest of the segments. But shout out to everybody for dropping their comments on there. There's a nice tip for panel mounting USB stuff from DJ Devin. Check that out. It's got a photo. Very nice. All right, Timelapse Tuesday this week is a very cute place Baby Velociraptor designed by Kzaa, or maybe kzaa.
I am using purple and green extruded filament for this, and it's the same one we were talking about earlier. It's just purple and green. Thought I'd get this ready for all of the Halloween time lapses that are coming up.
Yeah, that's a nice Halloween color combo.
Yep, Halloween is here.
Yeah, it is in the craft stores for sure. All right, so
all over. Yay!
We've got articulating legs, articulating tail, and does the head articulate?
No, and Declan was so sad that it didn't. He's like,
what?
Can you make the mouth open? Freaking children, man.
Yeah, they want everything to be. That's funny.
I give him a muffin in the morning. He's like, "This isn't cut." Like, what are you talking about? Just bite into the muffin, dude.
Oh man. So
I should have printed the eyes too, but I ran out of time.
Yep. And we're running out of time of the show. So kzaa, shout out to kzaa on Thingiverse. It's a free download. It also includes eyeballs. Yeah, the separate STL for the eyeballs. So you could always paint those or print them in a different color. Yeah, no supports needed. Did you? It looks like they had supports.
Yeah. Did I? I did not. I just winged it and let it go. They recommend it, but it turned out fine.
All right. Well, shout out to them. They have a 3MF file as well if you have a multi-material extruder. Yeah, all the downloads are here. And shout out to kzaa on Thingiverse for their free model. All right, moving right along, we're going to look at a handful of community makes. Starting off with a remix. Thingiverse user Asian Man 64, that's their name. They posted up a remix of the MX MIDI guitar. Instead of the strum with micro switches, they added Cherry MX switches. Nice. So that's a great little remix for the strum bar on our MIDI MX guitar. Very nice. So shout out to them. After that, we have a post from Wash Cano on Printables. They posted up their make of the Kingdom Hearts Keyblade 3D printed prop. Looks excellent.
I think
after that,
be printed more with the movie that they're working on.
Yeah, I would love to see that. After that, we have one from Edgar. They posted up their make of the Snap Fit Cutie Pie case. This is really nice to see. We're going to actually stock this case in the store in the next couple weeks. And it's a SLA resin print. So it's nice to see folks are printing this one too.
Very nice.
So yeah, there you go. You can mount a STEMMA QT sensor, and your Cutie Pie just snap fits into the bottom cover. Shout out to Edgar for posting up their make. After that, we have two makes of the Epcot Spaceship Earth light up lamp. This one was posted up by Printables user Barking Man 15. They said it's really nice, printed at 90% scale to trim down on the printing a little bit. And they just ended up widening the LED holes a little bit. Printed in this nice silver color. Shout out to them. And then after that, we have one from B Goodwin. They posted up their make. Printed on their bamboo lab at full scale. Took about 45 hours to print and 5 hours to assemble at a gentle pace.
Wow.
Many a finger was burnt with hot glue and lots of tightening up the scalpel. Yeah, be careful. Just one note. You'll want to reverse the direction. You'll want to reverse the direction of the upper dome than what's pictured in the Adafruit guide. Yeah. Oh, I think they posted up on the Adafruit forums. You can actually change the direction in WLED, which is really nice. So there's their print. It looks really, really, really nice. Like the layer surface is excellent, and then very nice, tidy job here. I think these LEDs are a little bit different than the ones I used. I remember mine being a little bit different. So yeah, it's a labor of love. So big shout out to them for posting their make. Yeah, these connectors are a little different too.
I can only imagine how crazy it looks like inside the real one.
Oh yeah,
dust and mold.
Dust and mold. You mean the one in South Florida? Yeah.
Yeah, we broke down on it. And we saw how dusty it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you don't really need to dust when everything's super dark in there. So shout out to Be Goodwin for posting up their make, and that's it. We're a little bit over, but it's all good. Tonight we're hosting Show and Tell.
Yeah.
So me and Pedro will be hosting. We welcome you to join. Come in about 10 minutes before 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll drop a link. We invite you to come on and share your projects, your progress, arts and crafts. All that stuff is good. And then still at 8 p.m., instead of asking engineers, ask JP's workshop. So JP will be doing the usual, not usual, but this month has been as Adafruit moves. We're taking JP is taking over the time slot for Ask an Engineer. So JP will be on. And then I think next week, Lamar and PT will be back hosting Show and Tell, and hopefully with Ask an Engineer. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. We'll be hosting tonight, like I said. Don't forget, coupon code is good for the next 24 hours. CNC Rotary is the coupon code. And that's it. We got a hard stop. So thank you, everybody, so much for watching. We'll catch you next week. Wait, actually, no.
Oh, yeah, we're off next week.
Yeah, we're off next week. I'll be on vacation. But I'll see you in the second week of August. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you tonight. Until then, remember to
make a great
day. Bye, folks.
Week after.